Hey everybody, I'm Miss Aline. Thanks for joining us on Kids Corner for Armstrong Cable channels 20 and 100. Today we are hanging out at Poland Union Elementary School with the first grade class, and we've got some fun things in store. It's getting a little springtime-ish, summer-ish, and it's that season for Mother's and Father's Day, but we've got to remember, it's not one day a year job that we've got going on here as moms and dads. So for all of you out there who are thinking about your moms and dads, we can celebrate anytime. So we've got a lot of fun in store just on that note. And we are also going to find out what spoons and forks and tulips have in common. So stay tuned for all that and more. Hey everybody, how are you today? Good. I'm Miss Aline, and I want to say thank you for joining us for Kids Corner today on Armstrong Cable, channels 20 and 100. We're going to have a lot of fun today talking about springtime and tulips and moms and dads and all that fun stuff. And we're going to figure out before the end of our show what tulips and forks and spoons have to do with each other. Sounds weird, right? Hold on, hold that thought. We will get to it and you will understand before we're done. So we've got a really cool story to share, and it's all about this time of year. Hold your questions for just a little bit, okay? So this time of year, it's springtime and it's about to be summertime. And in springtime and summertime, which come once a year, something else that's really cool that comes once a year happens. It's Mother's Day, then Father's Day. And even though that comes once a year, we can actually celebrate it all the time, because do moms and dads just like do the mom and dad thing one day a year? No! Moms and dads' jobs are all year long, aren't they? So it's good to remember, just like birthdays and Valentine's Days and Mother's Days and Father's Days, we can celebrate each other and show how much we appreciate all the things that we do for each other all the time. It doesn't have to be one day a year, does it? Can anybody tell me something really cool that they've done just to show their mom or dad that they care? You right in the back.
I went to like this flower store and I saw like this crystal thingy, and it has like crystal bees and like crystal flowers, and I got that.
Very nice. How about you?
I cleaned my room for her.
Oh my gosh, that is an excellent one that all of you can do all the time. And you know what? Your moms and dads will love that so much. It'll be like topping anything you could give them in a box with a bow and gift wrap and all that stuff. If you keep your room clean all the time, I guarantee they'll appreciate that. I speak as a mom, so I guarantee we appreciate that. How about you?
I help my mom and and I hug her all day long.
That's a good thing. We can give hugs. Let me get somebody in the back. You right back there. One more time.
Do chores for your mom.
Do chores around the house. How about you up here?
Clean up your toys.
Clean up your toys wherever they are. They don't have to just be in your room, because sometimes I know, playtime kind of gets out of hand and it gets all over the house, right? So it's good to make sure that when you're done playing, you put your stuff all over, because also that can be dangerous sometimes. You can trip over toys and it's just not good, right? Okay, how about you right here?
I did the laundry without my mom asking.
Oh my goodness, that's an excellent one. Had she taught you how to do laundry before and showed you? That's an important thing about laundry. If you're gonna do laundry, make sure that you've had a parent show you how, because sometimes laundry can get a little tricky, and all those moms and dads out there know what I'm talking about. If you've ever stuck a red shirt in with a bunch of white clothes, everything will come out pink, and we don't want that. So make sure that you either have somebody who knows how to do laundry, who can help you out there, or if mom or dad has shown you before, make sure you're paying attention. And then when they're not expecting it, you can do something nice for them. Okay, you right here.
You could take out the trash.
You can take out the trash without even being asked, right? That is an excellent way to help around the house and show that you appreciate mom and dad and everything they do, so they don't have to do it. Oh my goodness. Well, you know, sometimes you might get a little allowance or something like that, but sometimes it's good to do things that aren't being paid for just because you care and you just want to do something nice. Let me hear from somebody I haven't heard from yet, okay? You right here.
Clean up the kitchen.
Clean up the kitchen, help around the kitchen. You right here.
One time on her birthday, I bought her something that she liked.
Oh, that's good. And that's something that we can all learn from life. When you've got a friend or somebody you care about, you can kind of pay attention to the things that they say they like or the things that they say they've had on their wish list and might want to get one day. And then if you're able to, one day when they're not necessarily expecting it or on a special occasion, you can do something nice and surprise them, and you already knew what they wanted. Somebody I haven't heard from yet. You right there?
I helped my mom clean up the house when she was only doing it by herself.
Oh, that's an excellent way to help. How about you?
With the laundry.
Helping with the laundry. Let's hear something we haven't heard yet.
I did the dishes.
Do the dishes. Go ahead.
I did the dishes too.
You do the dishes, both of you guys. That's an excellent way. And dishes are an all day long thing sometimes for parents. So it helps, definitely. It definitely helps to go ahead and help out and pick up your dishes when you're done with them, take them to the sink, maybe rinse them off, all that good stuff. Somebody I haven't heard from yet, you right here.
I help her with the baby.
That's a nice one too. You have to make sure that's kind of like the laundry, that somebody showed you what to do and what not to do, so you don't do anything that might be not wanted for you to do with the baby or might be dangerous for the baby. But to help with the baby, that is very good to help with brothers and sisters. You right there with the gray shirt. Yep, you. Nice and loud.
It's your mom and dad's anniversary breakfast.
You made breakfast for them on their anniversary. That's a lovely one. Somebody else I haven't heard from, you in the back with the watermelon shirt.
Whenever my brother plays with toys, I clean them up.
You cleaned up your other brothers and sisters' stuff so that your parents don't have to tell them to clean them up or clean them up for them. You right here? You same thing? And those are all very good things. You right here?
The trash cans back.
You can put the trash cans back. We have to take the trash out to the corner. Well, sometimes after that, moms and dads are tired at the end of the day, and they don't feel like dragging that trash can back, so that's very helpful. How about you?
Take out the recyclables.
Take out the recyclables. How about you?
Make your bed.
Make your bed. How about you?
Take out the trash.
Take out the trash. Let's hear something we haven't heard before. You right there with the emoji shirt.
Oh, I plant with me.
You what?
I plant with me.
You can plant garden stuff and flowers and things. You right there with the hat?
I leave my mom flowers.
Leave them flowers. You right there with the rainbow shirt.
Make good choices for your mom.
Huh?
Good choices for your mom.
Make good choices in life even. Do the right thing. When you have a choice to make, it's really important to make the right choice, because when you make the wrong choice, it can be dangerous for you. It can be something that causes problems for you, and moms and dads don't want that, do they? Okay, I'm going to take two more people. You right here.
Do my homework without anyone asking.
That is an excellent one. And you right there with the shirt with the red and the black.
I clean my room and the living room.
Clean up the living room too. Very good, guys. Those are all really good things that you guys can do to help around and help out, and just nice things to show you care. And I'm sure you guys had a few more things that are really cool to share, but let's hold those for a minute and let's get to our first story, which is kind of about that. So let's look at the cover of this. Does anybody know what kind of flower that is? You right here. A tulip. Very good. So has anybody ever planted tulips? Does anybody have any tulips growing right now around their house? Those are pretty, aren't they? So can somebody tell me what color tulips come in? Somebody I haven't heard from yet. So if I've called on you before, put your hand down so somebody else has a chance. You with the green shirt. Blue. How about you with the pink shirt? Purple. Pink. Red. Yellow and red. Purple. Let's get a color we haven't heard. You with the white hat. Pink. We heard pink. Let's get somebody I haven't called on and somebody who hasn't given me a color and a color that we haven't heard. So all three of those things. You with the orange. I think I called on you already, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, somebody I haven't. You with the gray shirt.
White.
White. That's right. You right there.
Can they be green?
There's some tulips that kind of have green mixed in them a little bit. And the stems are always green. That's true. How about you right there with the jean jacket? Yellow. And I don't know if we said orange, but there's lots of different colors. There's purple ones. There's all sorts of colors that tulips can come in. Just about every color under the rainbow. So those are tulips, and we're going to get back to tulips. And remember I said we're going to find out what tulips and forks and spoons have in common? We will. But for now, we're going to go ahead and read our story, which is Mother, You're the Best, but Sister, You're a Pest, by Diane DeGroat. Anybody ever have a brother or sister who's younger or older, who sometimes you guys just don't get along so well? Yeah, sometimes that happens. Okay, put your hands down now. But you love your brothers and sisters, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if they're gone for a day or two, you miss them, don't you? Yeah. So this is kind of a story about learning to appreciate some of the things that come along with being brothers and sisters. How many of you are older brothers and sisters? How many have younger brothers or sisters? Do you have a baby brother or a baby sister? Okay, so, all right, if you have a baby brother or a baby sister and they're a little bit younger than you, to the point where you were old enough to know that there was a new baby in the house, sometimes that can be a little bit of an adjustment. And sometimes hearing a baby cry and the baby having to get all the attention sometimes, because babies need to be fed, they need to be changed, they need to be burped, they need to be played with, they need to be paid attention to, they need to be put to sleep, then they wake up again, then they cry again, and all that stuff. It can be kind of tiring for an older brother and sister at first. But you still love the baby brother or sister, but sometimes you kind of want mom and dad to kind of, hear what you have to say, and maybe it's just not a good time for them to hear what you have to say, because maybe you want to say something that you feel is important, but mom or dad are like, shh, I'm trying to put the baby to sleep, or something like that. So sometimes things like that happen, and we're going to find out why, when things like that happen, you kind of have to understand one very important thing. What rhymes with mother? Gilbert asked. He was making a card for Mother's Day. Phooey, Louis shouted. That doesn't rhyme, Gilbert said. No, Louis agreed, but I think I just spelled something wrong. Patty was more helpful. How about brother, she said. That rhymes. Gilbert thought, dear mother, I'd rather have a brother. He sighed. His little sister Lola could really be a pest sometimes. Gilbert thought, And he finally wrote, "Roses are red, violets are blue. You're the best mother and I love you." Then he signed his name and put X's under it. And that means like hugs, and O's mean kisses. Mrs. Bird came over to help Louis with his spelling. Louis had written, "I love my mommy as much as salami." He spelled salami wrong, but she said to Louis, "Will you be doing something special for your mother besides giving her a card?" Louis turned red and said, "We're going out to dinner. I have to dress up." "I'm going to buy my mother's flowers," Philip said. Margaret said, "I'm going to bring my mother breakfast in bed." Gilbert thought these were all good ideas. He wanted to do something special for his mother too. When Gilbert got to Mother's room, Lola was already there. Mother was reading a card that had scribbles all over it. "What a beautiful card, Lola," she said. Gilbert didn't think the scribbly card was so beautiful, and when he placed the tray in front of Mother, Lola helped herself to a piece of toast. Mother said, "What a wonderful Mother's Day surprise, Gilbert." But Gilbert didn't think it was wonderful at all. Gilbert went into his room and opened up his piggy bank. Maybe he had enough money to buy a gift. He counted out $1.04. When he got downstairs, Lola was sitting in Mother's lap. Holding a bunch of dandelions. "Thank you for such pretty flowers, Lola." Gilbert didn't think the weeds were so pretty, and he didn't want Lola to sit on Mother's lap. He asked, "Do you want to go to the store with me, Lola?" Lola was excited. Gilbert had never asked her to go to the store with him before. She jumped right off Mother's lap and followed Gilbert to the store. At the store, Gilbert saw many Mother's Day gifts, flowers, books, chocolate, but he didn't have enough money for any of them. "I want ice cream," Lola shouted. "No, Lola," Gilbert said. "I want to buy something for Mother." "Mother likes ice cream," Lola said. Gilbert said. "Mother does like chocolate ice cream, and it only costs $1. "I'll carry it," Lola said as they walked home. "I'll carry it," Gilbert said. But Lola started to cry, so Gilbert had to let her carry the ice cream cone. The sun was warm and Lola walked very, very, very slow. The ice cream started to melt. By the time they got home, there was only a soggy cone left. And now Gilbert had no gift for Mother. And no money. Just a little sister with a chocolate ice cream. And she was covered in it. Gilbert didn't want Mother to see the mess. "You need a bath," he said. Lola was excited. Gilbert had never given her a bath before. She hopped right out of her dirty clothes and into the bathtub. But Gilbert had to play rubber ducky races before Lola would even let him wash the ice cream out of her hair. So we see Lola's in there and Mom comes in and she sees them in there. So she comes in and cleans up a little bit of the mess. But she noticed. After lunch, Mother wanted to take a nap in the hammock. Lola climbed into the hammock with her. Gilbert didn't want Lola to snuggle with Mother. He said, "You can nap in your own bed, Lola. Come on, I'll read you a story." After lunch, and after the story, Lola was so excited. Oh, I'm sorry, I actually skipped a little bit. Lola was so excited. Gilbert had never wanted to help with nap time before, so she jumped right out of the hammock and ran up to her room. Gilbert started to read the story about the Martian spaceman, but Lola cried until he read her favorite book, Goodnight Moon, 3 times. When Lola was finally asleep, Gilbert went outside to be with Mother, but she wasn't there. He sat down on the steps and sighed. Just then, Mother came outside and sat down next to him. She opened up a photo album. On the first page was a picture of a baby possum crying. Gilbert made a grumpy face and said, "Lola." Mother laughed. "This is a picture of you, Gilbert. When you were little, you cried a lot, just like Lola." "No, I didn't," Gilbert said. Mother smiled and said, "And you wanted me to read the same story over and over." Gilbert didn't remember that either. What else? He wanted to know. So she's showing him making a mess with his food, just like Lola did with the ice cream, and reading the story, and nap time. Mother picked Gilbert up and placed him on her lap. She tickled him and said, "You wanted to sit on my lap all the time." Gilbert giggled. He still liked to sit on Mother's lap. Mother said, "Thank you for taking care of Lola today. That was a very special Mother's Day gift." Look what happened there. He was trying to find a gift, and guess what? He already had given her one. Gilbert was surprised and said, "It was?" Mother kissed him on the nose and said, "It was just what I wanted." That evening, everyone went out for dinner, and for dessert, chocolate ice cream. It was just what Mother wanted. And that is the end of our story. Happy Mother's Day. So, who liked that story? Me too. Was that kind of a surprise, or did anybody kind of see that happening as it was happening? Okay, well, before you had seen the story though, as we were reading it, for those of you who it was new for, did you notice that he was even accidentally doing a lot of nice stuff that was going to help Mom and Dad out? Very cool, right? So it's all the things that we talked about. It's just finding things that need to be done and helping to do them. And sometimes that's the best gift of all. And we don't have to wait for one day a year to celebrate moms and dads and tell them we appreciate all their hard work, because they do work hard, right? You can do things anytime for your moms or your dads or anyone that you guys care about, that you want to show you appreciate, even your teachers. So now it is time to find out, what do tulips and forks and spoons have in common? Are you ready? Yes. Let's go solve this mystery. Each of you should have a plate with paint. You should have a lovely silver spoon, silverish, and a lovely silverish fork. So, for those of you at home, I found these really cute little things at the dollar store. They're miniature forks and spoons. You can find them in the party section. And each of you should also have a paintbrush. So we're going to start by taking the bottom of our page here, and we're going to take some green, dip our paintbrush in it, and just go about that far up and paint some grass all the way across by going like this. So you're just going to make small strokes going downwards. See that? some places where you want a stem, and I'm gonna start on this one, and I'm gonna go up. And just make a line like that for my stem. For those of you at home, I did a little demonstration so that we can see why we use our tiny forks as opposed to big guys like this. Big guys like this tend to have big grooves in between. And when you try to do the fork tulips, they don't come out so well. So we use the little ones because they kind of just work better. And they're nice and shallow on the back so that you don't have to try to work the paint down to the paper. So we're gonna all take our forks, and you're gonna take the back side of your fork, not this part in the front, the back side, and you're gonna dip it into one of the colors, whatever color you wanna make your first tulip. Don't put a whole lot of paint, because then it'll come out kind of mushy, but you need to put enough so that it's covered on the back end of this. So I'm going to show you how much paint to put, okay? And I'm going to use this pink for the first flower of mine. And I'm just going to dab a tiny bit off. And if you can see, I've got enough so that it's on there, but it's not like dripping all down my fork, is it? All right, so make sure that it comes all the way down here so you can get the bottom of your tulip too. So make sure it gets all the way to the whole part of your fork that you would put in your mouth if you were eating. I am going to do the same thing and place it at the top of my stem, and I'm just going to make a petal there. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us again on Kids Corner on Armstrong Cable Channels 20 and 100. I'm Miss Aline, and we've had a lot of fun talking about Mother's Day, Father's Day, all those wonderful holidays all year long, though. You don't have to wait for one day a year to celebrate those you love. And we've also learned what tulips and forks and spoons have in common. So I hope you guys enjoyed our story and our very fun tulip garden forks and spoons art project. And until next time, we say goodbye.